Welcome to another spiritual awakening. It's yours truly, Dr. A.G. Green Sr. You know what to do. Tag and share and tag. Tag, text and share and tag. Let me know if you can see and hear me well. Let me know if you can see and hear me well. Testing one, two. Sorry, the mic was off. Tag and share and tag. Tag and share and tag. My apologies, the mic was off. Tag and share and tag. So glad to be with you tonight. Spiritual Awakening with yours truly, Dr. A.G. Green Sr., where we have high level spiritual discussions. I am so excited and delighted to be with you tonight, whether it's live or in replay. God bless you. Our resident therapist, Pastor Jerry Cotton, who's on tonight. Good to see you as well. Thank you for tagging and sharing. When you have tagged and shared, simply reply in the comment section as he did. I shared or I tagged or whatever action you have taken on this particular evening. Let us pray, Almighty. We're just thankful and grateful for this moment of time. I believe that has been carved out before the foundation of the world. And even though there is only a now moment, we thank you for it. We maximize and optimize it. Whatever it is we are to glean, whatever it is we are to gain, whatever it is we are to release in this moment. We do it for the greater good. We do it for greater expansion. We do it that we might evolve, transform, and ascend. Your will is done in us, with us, and through us. You are our partner, and we are yours. And we're so thankful and grateful for this day. And we give you praise and glory in Yeshua's name, nurture and power. It is so, and so it is. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Blessings to you, Miss Linda. Good to see you, Hillary. And good evening to everybody who's on tonight. I'm so excited and delighted to be with you. I just have to remind you of what I always like to keep in your hearing. You are the offspring of a powerful, dynamic creator. You are not powerless, you are powerful. And so I want you in this moment to own the power. I want you in this moment to accept the power. I want you to, in this moment, be the power by typing in the comment section, I am powerful. And while you're typing it, I want you to speak it out loud. I am powerful. Come on, I am powerful. Come on, speak it as you're typing it. I am powerful. That's it. Now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, it's according to the power that worketh in us. We are one with God. We possess power. We possess authority. And it is time for you and I to walk in that power and that authority. What a wonderful, wonderful thing it is to be able to humbly know that you're powerful and walk in these dynamic, prolific spiritual beliefs in this dynamic spiritual reality because you are a powerful spirit being and never ever allow anybody to talk you out of the ownership of the power you are and the power that you possess. Oh, again, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. So glad to see you on this particular evening. Now, uh, I've got to let you know up front, I had a special guest scheduled, but he is battling some health issues this particular evening, some challenges he's fighting off, his body is fighting off. And so Andrew is not going to be on tonight. I'm going to reschedule him to come on in a couple of weeks. And so for those who came on looking for him, my apologies that he will not be able to be on tonight, but he will be coming back in a couple of weeks. There is something that I want to share with you from, of course, what he is doing in this season of his life. I'm looking up something real quickly that I'm going to share with you in just a few minutes that I want you to be able to participate in You don't have to wait until he comes on. You can take full advantage right now of the various things that's going on. Of course, not in his only in his life, but in your life. I am so excited and delighted because I like to start the new year out helping people to, uh, set plans, put things in motion to help them um, be able to reach their goals in the upcoming year. I love being able to do that. I love being able to assist people in that particular way. And so we're going to start out with eating habits. And again, he'll be back in a couple of weeks. Uh, so I'm going to do some teaching tonight. I started to give you an option of what I would teach about, but I just decided as I was led, because there are a couple of things I need to finish up with you on the series about five things or five signs that your relationship is unfit for marriage. A lot of people like that. I'm going to do that at another time, and I'm going to talk to you about a particular subject. But let me put his book up real quick. Let me put his book up. I'm going to put his book up on the screen real quickly. That's the title of this book. So you want to be veganish. So you want to be veganish. He's got some recipes in that book uh, that are vegan recipes from scratch, not stuff you're going to buy already completed in vegan form like I do as a vegan in stores. No, he makes these recipes from scratch. He will be on to discuss his book in a couple of weeks, but if you want to get a jump, family, you can go to www.gethealthywithdrew.com. That's www.gethealthywithdrew.com. I want my assistants to remind me to put it up in the comment section. Let me tell you, this book is super duper cheap, $7.77. Some of you all might be doing Daniel fast. Some of you all might be shifting to an improved lifestyle. Some of you all just might want to add some vegan dishes to the repertoire of dishes that you serve. All right. He's releasing his book. This is the first time it's been shared publicly. And so I want my viewers to get your hands on $7.77 and support him. I'll mention it again at the end of the broadcast, and I'll be mentioning it again in weeks to come because my goal is to share my platform with others who are trying to make positive contributions to the world and trying to help some folk out. All right. Some awesome from scratch. I want you to type it in the comment section. These recipes are from scratch. These recipes are from scratch. Type that in the comment section because they are. www at the bottom of the screen, gethealthywithdrew.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to share that with you as well. Now, quickly, don't forget to follow me on the various social media handles that you see at the bottom of your screen right now. There's a new video up on TikTok that I want you to check out in the next few days. I appreciate all the love and support. Make sure you follow me on all of those various social media networks or social media channels, I should say. I got to ask you, what's good? What's good? What's good, family? What's good? Tell me about your week thus far. Some folk call this hump day. Real quickly, tell me about your week thus far. And then I've got a couple of announcements I'm going to share with you. A couple of other announcements I'm going to share with you. And then I'm going to get into this teaching that I want to share with you on tonight. We're going to try and make sure we stay within certain parameters of time. Real quickly, come on, family, talk to me. Talk to me. Tell me how your week is going thus far. Remember, this is subjective. And because it's subjective, there is no judgment here. There's no judgment at all. So I want to know how you're doing. Tell me how your week is going thus far. Let's see here. Hillary says life is good. Everything is good. All right, awesomeness. Anyone else want to share how your week is going thus far? And incidentally, stay warm while this broadcast is streaming live. There are various winter storms making their way through the country. And so I want you to make sure that you stay warm. Therapist Pastor Cotton says, I'm a beast, I'm powerful and purposeful. Awesomeness. Miss Stephanie says, good start to a new year. Yes, yes, yes. And my Krista says, nice week so far. Happy to get an extended break from work due to weather. Yes, yes. There's nothing like snow days. There's nothing like days off where you're able to kind of just chill at the house. You know what they say, Netflix and chill. All right. I want you to type it in the comment section. Drum roll. 2 words, drum roll. Type it in the comment section. 2 words, drum roll. 2 words, drum roll. Type that in the comment section for me. 2 words, drum roll. Type that in the comment section. See, Miss Linda says, my week is going well. Thank you so much for sharing with me today. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Let me put up an announcement right quick while you're putting your drum roll there. I'm going to show you what the drum roll is for in a few minutes. Next week, I'm going to have the one and only therapist, Pastor Jerry Cotton, on, and we're going to officially kick off with him. Tonight, we're supposed to kick off with this shift series, the mind shift or the instant shift or the shift series. Instead, because Andrew could not be on tonight because he's not feeling well, we're going to start with Jerry on next week. Cotton, licensed therapist, is going to be on with us. We're going to talk about changing the mirror image. Changing the mirror image. That's what we will be discussing with you on next week. Look at that. Somebody said they're already excited to hear him. Yay, it's going to be good. We're going to chop it up and have some great conversation with a therapist. And I'm glad to say that Pastor Cotton, who's a therapist, is a part of our team. Volunteered last year. I'm going to be doing more things with him on his platform and on other platforms. I'm getting ready to share with you in a minute what the drum roll is for, but I just want to share for a few brief minutes about vision before I put up what I had you to do the drum roll for. In the upcoming months, as I'm building this audience, and hopefully well, not hopefully, but within the next 3 to 4 months, we're going to expand some marketing. Somehow, somewhere, it's going to get done because I've got to connect with the tribe that I vibe with. And some of these programs, some of these teachings will stay on regular social media, but the rest of them are going to migrate to the Patreon platform, as well as a new YouTube channel that has just been established. The YouTube channel is called the Divine You channel, the Divine You channel. And so I'm giving you a heads up because the Patreon is a paid platform. I'm going to lower the price rate. That won't happen for another 2 or 3 months from now so that it's affordable for everybody. And I'm going to do more of my teaching from that platform because there are simply things that I'm getting ready to share with you that's going to be so controversial. I would rather share it with an audience that I trust, and then an audience that trusts me, and that new audiences that it vibes and connects with. So I'm just sharing that with you in advance. Matter of fact, next week we'll be updating the programming also on Patreon. I'm working on that this week. This year, you will see not just inspirational posts, but more videos. I'm going to be talking to Pastor Cotton, therapist Cotton, about doing some things on counseling in Patreon with me. Andrew on doing some things on health and nutrition. I want to bring some other experts in on Patreon. So you're going to have to learn how to start connecting and staying in touch with your Patreon account because probably by March or April of this year, the substantive deep things I am going to be talking about on Patreon. And in case you've forgotten, you can join as a free member until you pay. Let me put the Patreon link up. Let's see, I think I got it in here. Put the Patreon link up real quickly, and then I'm going to get back to what that drum roll was for. Let's see if I have it in this module. There it is, patreon.com/AG Green Now. Patreon.com/AG Green Now. A lot of powerful things in I'm going to establish an online and then eventually a physical spiritual center maybe in this year or upcoming year that you all can be connected with. So much on the drawing board, so many things to do, as they say. You could go over there now, join and become a free member. And when you're ready to upgrade, you can upgrade on that platform. All right, here we go. You gave me the drum roll. Something I've been thinking about for the last couple of years. I'm finally going to get around to doing it. And let me tell you what that thing is. I'm getting ready to start my own podcast called the Divine You Podcast. The Divine You Podcast. It will start February 4th in this year, and it will be available on all podcast platforms. And so I want you to support that. I'll be talking more about it on all my social media channels, the Divine You Podcast, and it's going to be discussions about all things divine. We're going to talk about not just biblical laws, law of attraction, law of assumption, law of being, uh, hermeneutic principles. We're going to just talk about so much. It's going to be some in-depth stuff. We'll teach you how to master yourself, how to rule your world. There's so many things we're going to be discussing on that podcast. It's going to be available again wherever you can stream podcasts, and that includes YouTube. The Divine You Podcast with yours truly is going to drop every Tuesday beginning in February. Every Tuesday beginning in February at 10 a.m. It will drop places like Spotify, Apple, iTunes, of course, YouTube, and several other outlets. You will be able to catch this podcast on. All right. So I'm looking forward to serving a wider audience in the upcoming future. All right. So excited and delighted again to have you on with me tonight. Tonight, I want to take some time and discuss with you. Uh, I want to talk with you basically about uh, mastering limiting beliefs. And when I realized I was going to have to teach, I had to choose between a couple of subjects, finish the five signs your relationship is unfit for marriage or this. And I just sensed the leading to just talk about this. And as I said, I'm going to do a special program to finish number 5 with the other series. But this is a time of year where they say by the second week in January, most people who have made their resolutions for the year have abandoned them. And I know there's a statistic that gives some a little bit more credit than that. They might go 30 days or 4 to 5 weeks before they drop out. My new TikTok video, if you haven't seen it, it's talking about a new mind for a new year. And tonight, I just kind of want to share with you for a few minutes about the necessity of creating a new mindset by overcoming or challenging limiting beliefs. If you just came on, I guess for tonight, Andrew is not feeling well. He'll be on in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to be talking to you for the next few minutes about limiting beliefs. So I want you to prepare your hearts and minds, because if you're going to be successful, you're going to have to overcome limiting beliefs. If you're going to change your lifestyle, you're going to have to overcome limiting beliefs. It's plain and simple, family. I'm going to be talking from my book, my new book, Unshackling Your Mind, which teaches how to overcome limiting beliefs, which if you don't have your copy, you should have a copy. And I'm saying to you all right now who have the book, that book is a course. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready in the next couple of months to develop a fee-paid course around that book, where I will be teaching and have other handouts as a part of that course to, in a more detailed way, instruct the people how to unshackle their mind and overcome limiting beliefs. It is limiting beliefs that's holding people back from making the necessary changes they desire. I'm going to say it again. It's limiting beliefs that's holding people back, that's preventing them from making the necessary changes they desire. It's limiting beliefs, plain and simple. So, what I'm going to do is give you a few examples from scripture tonight, a few examples from scripture tonight. I want my assistants to put up Exodus 4 and 10, Exodus 4 and 10, Exodus 4 and 10 real quickly. One of my other assistants can put up Judges 6 and 15, Judges 6 and 15. So the first two scriptures are Exodus 4 and 10, Judges 6 and 15. We're going to just, sample a little bit from these particular texts on tonight. But in the meantime, I want to share a fun fact with you that I have presented on this platform before. I love repetition because it is, in my opinion, the hallmark of good teaching. And this study from Duke University found that 45% of everyday behaviors are habitual, meaning they are driven by repetitive thinking and imagined, or excuse me, and ingrained mental routines. Mental routines. 45% of everyday behaviors are habitual. Think about that. So we're basically repeatedly doing the same things every day, and people are doing the same things every day, family, because they're thinking and imagining the same things every day. Remember, I shared that statistic with you. 80% of our thoughts, I believe it's around 80%, are repetitive, and 90% of those 80% of those thoughts are believed, or of our thoughts, excuse me, are believed to be negative. So if you couple that with the study from Duke University, you'll see that whatever our dominant thoughts are the things we are doing, family. So if these dominant thoughts are limiting thoughts, then guess what we're doing? We are practicing daily these limiting thoughts. Am I making any sense to anybody? Again, if you don't have that book and you want to start the first of the year correct, get the book. If you have the book, you should start over and take your time and write notes out, because the key to a new year is to overcome these old, crusty, limiting beliefs. Exodus 4 and 10. Moses said to the Lord, "Pardon your servant, Lord. I have never been, I'm sorry, trying to read that little writing, eloquent, neither in the past nor since you have spoken to your servant. I am slow of speech and of tongue." The key from the King James, he says, "I am not eloquent. I am not eloquent." What I want you to understand is that is a limiting belief. The Almighty has approached Moses about guiding him, empowering him to liberate a people. What's the first thing? One of the first things he does is he shares, or he communicates a limiting belief. He says, "I'm not eloquent." In other words, my ability to articulate language wise, my ability to communicate eloquently is severely limited. And again, this is the challenge that we have. The Almighty can tap us on the shoulder, give us inspiration to do something, and instead of us realizing we're inspired to do it because God is going to partner with us to do it, we immediately make excuses, or we immediately, evaluate the situation not based on the power that we really possess and the power of our partner, the Almighty, but our physical, what we consider to be our physical or other defects or dysfunctions. Those are the things we highlight and bring forth. It is a limiting belief. All right. Judges. We're looking at the book of Judges real quickly. And while Judges is up, I want my other sister to go to Jeremiah chapter 1, 6 through 7. I won't cover all these. Jeremiah 1, 6 through 7. And we're also going to go to Genesis 18, 12. I'm not going to go through all these scriptural examples. I'm going to cover about 4. Okay. Look at Judges. Look at Judges. "And he said unto him, O my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house." So, did I skip Gideon? That's Gideon. I'm sorry. That's Gideon. Yes, Gideon. I thought I was at Jeremiah. So Gideon is basically saying, I'm the least in my father's house. My family is poor, and I'm also the least in my father's house. All right. This is a limiting belief. Let me help you with something, family. Let me help you with something, family. Uh, uh, your supernatural abilities have nothing to do with your natural abilities, and God's abilities has nothing to do with your family. It has nothing to do with your limited natural abilities. Nothing whatsoever to do with it. Again, Gideon, whom I did a series of teaching on, is literally presenting a limiting belief. So as we look at Jeremiah, and the next scripture is going to be, again, Genesis 18 and 12. We look at Jeremiah. Alas, sovereign Lord, I said, I do not know how to speak. I am too young. But the Lord said to me, do not say I am too young. You must go to everyone I send you to and say whatever I command you. So guess what his limiting belief was? His age. His limiting belief was his age. He literally believed he was too young. How many of y'all have had these conversations, internal conversations with God about things that God the Almighty is inspiring you to do, encouraging you to do, that positive voice in your heart, that positive voice, as we say, in your head? How many of y'all have argued with it and made excuses? Argued with God and made excuses. That is a limiting belief. I'm not pretty enough. I don't have enough experience. I don't know enough people. People just don't like me. Or I come across the wrong way to people. I don't know if I can get the job done. I don't know if I can work with people like that. Limiting beliefs. Look at Genesis 18:12. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also? Sarah thought she was too old. It is a limiting belief. So this is replete throughout scriptural texts where people have expostulated limiting beliefs. All right. I'm talking to the right crowd tonight. I'm talking to the right crowd tonight. So if you want to overcome limiting, if you want to see a new you within a new year, excuse me, then you're going to have to learn how to master and overcome limiting beliefs. It's just as simple as that. These are the things that's hindering us. These are the things that's limiting us. These are the things that's uh, holding us back. And too many times, again, people want to put this kind of stuff on God. You want to put it on the devil. No, it's you. In these particular cases, it was Moses who didn't believe he was eloquent enough. Okay. We just read through that. It was Gideon who didn't believe that he was mighty enough. He felt like he was at least. It was Jeremiah who blamed it on his age. And it was Sarah who said she was too old. So I'm asking you the question, have you identified your limiting beliefs? Have you identified your limiting beliefs? Come on, talk back to me, a yes or a no. I want to hear from y'all. Have you identified your limiting beliefs? Talk back to me. Have you identified your limiting beliefs? Talk back to me, family. I need to hear from you. Have you identified your limiting beliefs? Let's see. We got a yes. All right. We got not all of them. Good. Good. Let me go ahead and give you a quick definition of what a limiting belief is. Limiting beliefs are deeply ingrained thoughts or assumptions. This definition is directly from my book, Unshackling Your Mind. Okay. How to overcome limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are deeply ingrained thoughts or assumptions that constrain our actions and perceptions. These beliefs often stem from past experiences, societal norms, or the influence of authority figures during our formative years. They act as filters through which we view the world, distorting our reality and capping our potential. And again, many of them can begin or do begin in our childhood. All right. And it stems again from the definition, from past experiences, societal norms, or the influence of authority figures during our formative years. So if when you were young, you kept hearing the saying, money don't grow on trees, guess what could possibly form in your heart? A limiting belief. If you consistently heard in your childhood that women don't do certain things, girls can't do that, girls can't do that, guess what will potentially form in your heart? A limiting belief about your gender will form in your heart. Okay? Uh, things that people sometimes didn't intentionally intend to do will leave an indelible impression on our hearts. Some of you all had big, lofty dreams to do wonderful things, but then you mentioned it to the wrong person in your childhood and they tried to talk you out of it, or you mentioned it to the wrong person in your early adulthood and they tried to talk you out of it. And in trying to talk you out of it, if you accepted their opinion of why you were unfit or incapable or not equipped or could not accomplish it, then you officially began to adopt it as a limiting belief in your life. Now, y'all know how I work. I like to be thorough, so I'm most likely not going to get through this chart tonight. This will be part one, and we got some guests on the next 2 weeks, so I'll get back to it when I get back to it. But the first thing on the chart, I don't know if you can see it. I'll change it in a minute. Let me know if you can see the chart. You create reality with beliefs. Thoughts produce after their kind. You create reality with beliefs. Thoughts produce after their kind. Can y'all see that well enough on your screen? If you can, I'll minimize. Let me see. Put myself down at the bottom. You create your reality. Thoughts produce after their kind. So again, reality creation begins. Reality creation begins. It begins with you and I on the inside. What you think as a belief, what you imagine as a belief, what you feel as a belief is the reality that you are creating for yourself. It is the truth, family, and nothing but the truth. It is the truth, family, and nothing but the truth. You are the truth. You are what you believe yourself to be. Paul Coelho. You are what you believe yourself to be. Norman Vincent Peale, the great Dr. Norman Vincent Peale says, change your thoughts and you change your world. Change your thoughts and you change your world. So, your thinking, where these limiting beliefs reside, is in your thinking. Just like I showed you the first four people in biblical scripture, all right, beginning with Moses, and we saw a couple of other people who their excuses to the Almighty were limiting beliefs. Most people, of course, remember the dramatic display that those 10 out of 12 spies modeled before the people, feeling like they were grasshoppers. That was a limiting belief. So as you are entering this particular new year, I got to ask you, what is it that you desire to do, but there's a part of you that says you cannot do it? I'm going to say it again. What is it that you desire to do that there's a part of you that says you cannot do it? Oh, you hear me? I want you to understand that limiting beliefs can also come in the form of fear. It can come in the form of anxiety. And of course, it creates discomfort, uneasiness, and apprehension. They're powerful because if you are and I are controlled by these thousands of thoughts that make up our belief system, our core belief, and these thoughts of course, are repetitive and again are reflected in our behavior. Again, you're not just thinking limited, you're doing limited. You're not just imagining limited, you are carrying out a life where you're going to receive minimal, limited results. And you're receiving these minimal, limited results, family, because your thoughts, hear me, are responsible for helping to create your reality. It's just as simple as that. I want you to understand that the reason why it becomes so challenging as it relates to these limiting beliefs, I'm going to show you a text in Genesis. And the earth brought forth grass, herbs yielding seed after their kind, and trees bearing fruit, wherein the seed thereof after their kind. And God saw that it was good. I want you to understand that just as in nature, the animals produce after their kind, we as spirits who possess a soul and live in a body, our physical bodies produce after its kind, like our spiritual bodies produce after its kind, like our creator, which is a spirit, produce after his or its kind. I also want you to understand this, and that is that your thoughts also produce after their kind. So if you are positive, consistently positive, guess what you're going to produce? Y'all talk back to me. If you are consistently positive, what are you going to produce, family? If you are consistently positive in your thinking, what will you produce? Y'all know the answer. Y'all know the answer. Thank you. Positivity. Positivity. But if you are consistently negative, family, what are you going to produce? Y'all talk back to me. If you're consistently negative in your thinking, if you're constantly imagining outcomes day after day that are not working in your favor, that seem to be working against you, that has created this conspiracy to bring you down or stop you, what are you going to see show up in your world? Thank you. Negativity. The negative is what you're going to see reflected in your world. All right. So I want you to understand another principle. Here's another principle that comes from Plato. The idea that like attracts like has its roots in ancient Greece, where Plato stated in his first law of affinity that like tends toward like. New thought philosophers have since refined the idea. I want you to type in the comment section, like attracts like. Type that in the comment section. Like attracts like. Like. Like attracts like. Type that in the comment section. Light attracts light. Type that in the comment section. Like, Like, attracts like. Now, I'm going to pause here for station identification to get some brief feedback, family. So talk back to me real quickly. Talk back to me real quickly. I want to see if you've experienced this or not. Have you ever been in a situation where you were discouraged and more discouraging thoughts came to you? Tell me right quick in the comment section. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. Have you ever been in a situation, an FUNK, a funk, or depressed or discouraged, or you just went to this place mentally and you start thinking negative? Did more negative thoughts come? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Childs of Education. She's on. Anybody else want to share? Anybody else want to share? Stephanie said like a snowball effect. All right. Absolutely. And also the reverse in terms of positive. All right. The reverse in terms of positive. Why do you think that happened? Again, it happened. It happened. My sister Natasha is on. It happened because your thoughts multiplied itself, or your thoughts multiplied more of itself, reproduced more of itself, but also your thoughts attract more negativity. Now, hear me. If it was just thoughts, family, I wouldn't be too concerned about it. But I want you to know that the energy of your thoughts manifest experiences. I'm going to say it again. The energy of your thoughts manifest your experiences. So it's not enough to just think it. Wow. Right now, they could hook up to all kinds of machines, hook our brains up to all kinds of machines, and register from the energy, the electrical impulses and the energy that our brain is producing right now. They could collect it or catch it or detect it on a computer right now as we speak. You know why? Because your brain is constantly emitting energy, and that energy is from your thoughts. And that energy is leaving your pericranium, going out into the universe, going out into the world. You are communicating, you are depositing those seeds of energy into the world and also into people who are connected to you. So if it was self-contained, I would be concerned because I still know it creates reality within us, but it's also transmitting reality because we are transmitting it from here into the world. Wow. Wow. The energy of your thoughts manifest your experiences. Lord have mercy. Somebody help me here today. And so these thoughts are producing after their kind. So watch this. Watch this. If you and I don't stop this deluge of thoughts, it will continue to make little baby thoughts, little baby, same kind thoughts. Am I making any sense here? Because dogs produce dogs, cats produce cats, horses produce horses. Are you hearing me? Your negative thoughts are producing other negative thoughts, like your positive thoughts can produce other positive thoughts. But remember, there is energy, family, connected to these thoughts that does something. Hear me, watch this, family. Have you ever been on the phone or have you ever been in the presence of somebody who is in a bad mood? If you're on the phone, you can't see their face. Sometimes before they open their mouth or a little bit after they open their mouth, is there anybody in here who's felt something negative? Tell me yes or no before coming from a person. Talk back to me, yes or no. Is there anybody in here who was in the presence of somebody and they didn't even open their mouth and you could feel their energy? Okay. Yeah, you can feel the energy. And you know why you can feel that energy? Because it's transmitting out of them into you. I need y'all to hear what I'm saying today. So, this is the danger in having limiting beliefs. And this is the power also in all thoughts, including limiting beliefs. All right. Because if a person, hear me, if a person can feel your thoughts, sometimes people know what you're thinking, but most of the time they don't because they're not tuned in enough. But they can definitely feel how you're thinking. Now, if a person can be across the room from you and feel how you're thinking, or if a person can be on the phone with you and feel that energy coming from you, whether it's positive or negative, what else do you think is happening in the world around you as you're transmitting positive or negative energy every day? Mm-hmm. Wow, wow, wow. Somebody help me here. Somebody help me here. What do you think is happening every day? So I want you to understand this real clearly. I want you to see and catch this principle real clearly. And I want you to realize as it relates to these the reality creation that comes from beliefs is that again, it is creating and manifesting something. I'm gonna go on to point number two. Point number two, beliefs can be unconscious. Beliefs can be unconscious. Can y'all see that in number two on the screen? Beliefs can be unconscious. Beliefs can be unconscious. I've been talking about faith on Sundays recently, and I showed you from the lexical standpoint that in many texts, the word faith is a noun. That means faith is a thing. This is what I want you to hear I want you to catch right now. Whatever it is you're transmitting into the world is a thing, it is a thought form. It is just as real as the things you can see physically. And if you and I keep thinking those same thoughts over and over, it's going to produce a physical counterpart after its kind. I want you to type this in the comment section. My invisible thoughts will produce a physical counterpart just like it. My invisible thoughts will produce a physical counterpart just like it. Type that in the comment section. The invisible will produce the visible. Come on here. That's why it is not a coincidence. That's why it is not a coincidence that we're thinking good or we're thinking bad. And eventually, if we think that persistently, it happens. Have you ever been in a situation, family, where there was something that you just believed and other people around you did not believe it? And consistently, you just consistently decided within yourself uh, that I'm going to believe this. I believe this regardless of what Ray Nim's saying. I believe this regardless of what Mama Nim's saying. I just believe this. I believe I can do this. And it may have taken 30 days. It may have taken 30 weeks. But eventually the thing you believe happened. Has that ever happened to you before? Sometimes it's a job. Sometimes it's a car. Sometimes it's a relationship. Sometimes it's finances. Sometimes it's money for education. Sometimes it's being able to, produce a job. Sometimes it's a career, but it happened. You know why it happened? It happened because you persisted in your faith to believe it. And it manifested as you believe. Whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe those things which he said shall come to pass. Remember, he shall have whatsoever he saith. So I want you to understand that we've got to be careful about what we believe, and we got to be careful about what we're putting out into the world, because it will come back to us in a physical form, in a physical counterpart. Yes, some of our beliefs are unconscious. They were once conscious, and we set them down. The subconscious word subconscious literally means below consciousness or below the conscious mind. Some people believe in the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. Unconscious and subconscious are technically not supposed to be the same thing, depending on, what expert you're reading. But the subconscious is below the conscious. But just because it's below your conscious mind does not mean it's not controlling the strings in your life consciously. All right. So I want you to understand that what you're thinking, what you have thought, still exists in you. What you're thinking now, of course, exists in you. And if it is a limiting belief, then your world is reflecting that right now. Let's look at number 3 real quickly. Ask why you have limiting beliefs. Ask why you have limiting beliefs. So why is it that you can believe for 30 days, but you have a problem with believing for 60 days? Did somebody tell you you couldn't do something? Did you have an experience of failure time after time after time that created this, when I say spoiled, I mean soured attitude in you? Soured attitude in you. Again, the soured attitude is a thought form. It is a living thing. that will manifest in crystallized, concrete, solidified form in what we call the three-dimensional realm. But where did it begin? When did you start doubting yourself? When did you stop believing in yourself? When did you get to the point where you second guess yourself all the time? Who told you that you had to look a certain way to be successful? Who told you that you had to be perfect to be loved by family or be perfect to be loved by God? Some folks just, their limiting belief is they don't feel lovable, they feel unlovable, or they don't feel worthy, they feel unworthy. So you're walking around here with an inferiority complex. But then sometimes there's a rage on the opposite end of the spectrum against what I just said, in that there are people who now adopt arrogance as a mechanism to protect themselves. Why did you need to reach for arrogance just to protect yourself? Who damaged the little boy or the little girl in you? I mean, who did that number on you? Who traumatized you, or what traumatized you? Or when were you so traumatized or become so traumatized that you felt like you just couldn't do something? You could not accomplish something. You could not have something. Oh my God. Family, let me tell y'all something right now. I'm getting ready to give it to you. Again. It is based on what you believe. Stop thinking that looking a certain way means doors open for you. Stop thinking looking a certain way is preventing you from having the man or the woman you desire. I need y'all to catch that. Because there is a creative power in you, endowed to you by the Creator, that no matter what you look like, you get to adjust your reality. You get to mold and shape it by permission of the Almighty. Hear me. This is why you see people who are not attractive to you with some of the most attractive people in the world. Some of y'all have seen women that didn't look like you thought they should look, and they were with a handsome man, or you saw a beautiful woman with a guy that you said shouldn't have had a chance. Let me tell you what most likely happened. The guy or the girl or the man or the woman you thought didn't have a chance believed they had a chance. Something in them knew that they were worthy, family. Something in them knew that it wasn't dependent on what society said was handsome or what society said was pretty. I need y'all to catch what I'm saying today. But again, I ask you, where did these limiting beliefs start from? Where did they start from? When did you get to the point where you're on the edge of your life right now, living off limiting beliefs that you should have got rid of a long time ago? Some of y'all got limiting beliefs about God too. Some of y'all feel like you've done too much. Some of y'all feel like he blesses other folk more than you. So there's all kinds of stuff people are walking around in their heads and in their hearts with. Where did you get it from? Who told you you couldn't have something? Who told you that because of the way your body is shaped, you can't accomplish certain things or have certain things? Who told you that nice guys or nice women finish last? When did you start believing that? When did you start believing that all things are not possible to them that believe? The total opposite of what the scripture has said to you. When What situation were you in that you adopted this as a belief? When did you get to a point that your limiting belief is distrust? You don't trust yourself and you don't trust other people. And let me tell you something, many times the people that have issues with trust, deep down inside, don't even trust themselves. And they are projecting it on other people. What happened, family? What happened that you only get to be defined by the color of your skin? We know what happened in this country, but what point in your life did you accept that? What point in your life did you accept that God's not going to use you or partner with you to do certain things because you are this, that, and the other? When did that happen to you? How did you get to the point where you're living in a cave now of unbelief and unworthiness? Oh my Lord, somebody help me. I feel it. I feel it. Did your family see? Sometimes families are responsible for a lot of this stuff. We just need to be honest. We just need to be honest. It wasn't that first boyfriend, it wasn't that first marriage, although in many cases it is a continuation of what started in childhood or a new experience in our adulthood that you may not have experienced in childhood. But come on, now let's just keep it real. A lot of this stuff starts in family. Favoring children over other children. A lot of this starts in family. Violating people sexually, verbally abusing them, mental abuse, physical abuse. I need y'all to hear me. A lot of it starts in family. Beating you upside the head with the Bible. That's why some folk don't want to have nothing to do with church. They saw an imperfect parent taking the Bible and whipping them with it. A lot of it begins with the people who raised you. And now you got all these crazy thoughts in your head about yourself. You got all these crazy thoughts in your head about society and the world. You got all these crazy thoughts in your head about God. If you're in the present now, and it's been 10 years and 15 years since an event happened, but that event is still controlling you, ask yourself why. Why do you not like to be touched a certain way now? Why do you not like to be looked at a certain way now? Why does it make you angry if you think people disrespect you? If you think people why does it make you, why do you get pissed off when it looks like or feels like somebody is trying to do something to you? That started somewhere. You weren't born like that. Yeah, I use that word on. You weren't born like that. Ooh, I felt that one. When did it start? Have you asked yourself since we've been talking? Come on, I need to. Am I making any sense to anybody? Talk back to me, fam. Am I making any sense to anybody? Am I making any sense to anybody? Talk back to me. Thank you so much. I really want you to ponder these thoughts. We're in the dawn of a new year. We're in the entrance of a new year. You're going to have the same kind of year, family, with a different numerical number if you don't change your old mindset. It'll be a new chronological number with an old mindset, which technically means by your reality experience, it's not really a new year. It's the same old thing. And until you confront, and then after you confront, deconstruct the thing that you have discovered, the person, place, or thing of the origin, if you don't confront, you can't hear me. You can't change what you won't confront. Come on, type that in the comment section. Type that in the comment section. You can't change what you won't confront. Thank you all for your honest answers. Type that in the comment section. You can't change what you won't confront. And if there's something in you that you have learned before this broadcast, or you learned since I've been discussing this with you tonight, that this is a bona fide thing that's hindering you, that's limiting you, confront it. I'm getting ready to give you number 4. Confront it. And this is how you change it. You change by becoming or believing who you desire to be. I'm going to say it again. You change by becoming or believing who you desire to be. So after you confront it, and let me just put this up on the screen. I have a mind map in my new book, Unshackling Your Mind. Discover how to overcome limiting beliefs. Look at how big that mind map is. It gives you 1 through 14 steps that you can take to overcome limiting beliefs. But you've got to change by becoming or believing what you desire to be. Type it in the comment section. I must become it. See, after you confront the thing that's hindering you, now you've got to become the person you desire to be. Am I making any sense to anybody? Yes, I'm going to do a course on that book. I've sent it out to a few experts. They said there's so much information in there to unpack. But I'm trying to stimulate your thinking tonight. We looked at Gideon as an example tonight earlier in the text. And again, I've done a series on Gideon. The Almighty is a master psychologist. The Almighty is a master counselor. Because when the Almighty encountered Gideon at the Ophir tree, sitting under that Ophir tree, threshing wheat by the winepress, the Almighty knew, I can't send this boy into the world to be no general. I see him as a general. I see him as a leader. Watch this. But I can't send him out into the world right now. I can't just walk up to him and tell him go and deal with all these enemies. No. The first thing Gideon did was make an excuse. We read it from the text. The Almighty had to meet him on his level. Remember, Gideon asked for signs. God didn't have an issue with signs. You know why? Because God knew his level of consciousness. God knew his conscious state of being. God knew that he was living with a defeated inferiority complex. God knew it. That's why when he asked for signs, he gave him signs. Come on here. Just to prove that, yes, this is God. This is a divine being talking to another spirit being, which was Gideon. This is a divine being talking to you. This is the God of your nation talking to you. Yes, it's me. So to me, watch this. It said to Gideon, if God is going to take time to talk to me, I must be special. I must be important. This is really God. I didn't know that I could see him and live. Did y'all catch what I just said? I felt the presence running through me when I said that. He realized he had a litany of unbeliefs in his heart about his nation that was being overrun by enemies and about how he fit into the whole order of things. He thought he was nothing. He thought he was nobody. He thought he was incapable. And God didn't just kick him out there and say, be great. He said, thou mighty man of valor. These are the first words uttered in text. O Gideon, thou mighty man of valor, the Lord is with thee. And then from there came a flurry of limiting beliefs from Gideon. But God was ready for him. He proved that I'm with you, Gideon. And then by proving he's with them, he's saying to Gideon, I'm with you because you're worthy of being with. Did you catch what I just said? Then he gave him a series of tests. The first test after he, satisfied Gideon's need for signs was he sent him to his own father's house to tear down the idols. Did you catch what I just said? So now if you can face your family, idols, Did you catch what I just said? If you can confront the people who raised you with truth, if you can find the boldness it takes to confront the thing that has shaped you or moved you in the wrong direction. I wish y'all heard me here tonight. Lord have mercy. I don't even have time to get into it. He tears down his father's idols, causes a big commotion in the village. And then from that courageous act, by now he's bold. This is not the same version of Gideon that the Almighty met. That version of Gideon that the Almighty met would have never gone to his father's house and torn down those idols. But God gave him self-esteem. God gave him his wings. God fed him and gave him courage. Courage to accept who he was. Courage to accept his power. Courage to accept his position. Courage to accept his greatness. Do you have the courage to accept your greatness? Lord have mercy, I feel like running. Oh my God. Do you have the courage to accept your greatness? I'm telling every one of you now who are watching me, the Almighty is with you. The Almighty is a part of you. The Almighty is one with you. Do you have the courage to hear what God is saying to you and accept it regardless of your condition? I want you to type it in the comment section. It's time for me to accept my greatness. Come on, type it in the comment section. I'm over time. Look at here. Look at here. I got to stop. It's time for me to accept my greatness. That's right. The Almighty made you great. You are a leader. Yes, you are. You are influential. Yes, you are. You are charismatic. Yes, you are. You are brilliant. You are a genius. Yes, you are beautiful. You are handsome. You are fully equipped and capable. You are intellectual. Yes, you are. You are flexible and adaptable. Yes, 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 you are. You are a master of improvisation. Indeed, you are. You are a problem solver. Yes, you are. You love with a love like it's nobody else's business. You have all the tools and the qualities and qualifications, and you might be doing what Gideon was doing, trying to hide yourself, trying to shrink and look small, hoping an enemy doesn't see you, just trying to make your way through life. That was the opinion he had until God showed him, you're greater than this. Oh my God. I want you to type it in the comment section. I'm greater than this. I'm better than this. I got to stop. I'm over time. Tonight, when you get off here, hallelujah, I want you to consider what may have been hindering you in your thoughts. Listen. Pastor Cotton, chime in right quick. I would suggest people just write down the negative thoughts that have come to them. Tell me what you think, Therapist Cotton, who's on here on YouTube. I would suggest they write them down. He's going to be on with us next week. But I would suggest you write it down. All these thoughts that are connected to I can't, or that keeps popping up in your head to tell you what you cannot do. Write it out. Look at it on paper. Face it and confront it. And then after you do that, I encourage you on another sheet of paper to list all of your abilities, all of your positive accomplishments, including the fact that you have a relationship with God. Type that. And then I need you to make a decision that if God be for me, who can be against me? I need you to make a decision that you literally can do all things through the Christos I need you to make a decision that you are literally fearfully and wonderfully made, that you came here with a pre-installed greatness package. You go to the car lot and they send cars from the factory loaded with all the amenities. You need to realize you're already loaded. The bells and whistles of greatness exist on the inside of you. Sometimes you just need to hear a voice like this. Sometimes you just need to hear the Almighty whisper a talk or confront you or reason with you or communicate with you. But I'm encouraging you tonight to bypass limiting beliefs about how you look and about how people treated you and about how you felt about yourself and about how many times doors have been closed and how you interpreted those doors. And I need you to reframe that it's all working for my good. I need you to reframe that I am not limited when I am connected to the unlimited source and the sustainer of all things. I need you to accept and embrace tonight, family, that greatness is in you. The great Mahatma Gandhi said, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny, end quote. That means if you want to change your destiny, you're going to have to change your beliefs. Our resident therapist, Jerry Cotton, says, write it out and record yourself. And then write or record a different script of beliefs. Awesome. Awesome. Hallelujah. Listen. Tell me how you're feeling. Did this word find you tonight? And I'm going to put up an opportunity for you to donate, but did this word find you tonight? How you feeling after this? Talk to me. Talk to me. How you feeling after this? I want to hear from you real quickly. How you feeling? Are you encouraged tonight? Are you encouraged tonight? Talk to me. Are you encouraged tonight? Talk to me. Talk to me. My goodness. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And let me pray, Almighty, I thank you for all who've listened, these powerful spiritual beings. They are yours, they belong to you. Elevate them as they absorb and apply, because faith without works is dead. So as they release an action based on faith, I thank you for the harvest of good thoughts, the harvest of better thoughts, the harvest of better behavior. And I thank you for the harvest that comes from transmitting energetically powerful thoughts into the world that would reflect back to them in physical forms, in good deeds, in faith. I give you praise that somebody is releasing roots of limiting beliefs that has hindered their harvest. By faith today, it is done, and so it is. Yeshua's name is power of consciousness. I give you praise and I give you glory. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you all so dearly. Love you so dearly. And if you desire, let me put it up real quickly. And I'm going to mention Andrew's book. He'll be here in a couple of weeks, family. Um, he'll be back in a couple of weeks to talk about his own book. But let me put this up for you real quick. For those who still might want to get uh, my latest book real quickly. Let me do something here so it'll show it better. Here we go. Patreon.com/divine species shop. Where you can get on Shackling Your Mind. It is a PDF. I'll do a print book later. That means there's instant downloads with over $100 worth of free companions. That includes that mind map that comes with it. Take your time. Don't try and read it overnight, 2 days. If you read it through it the first time, this time take your time. It can take you a whole year in some cases to enact all those things that's in that book. Patreon.com/divine species shop. And look for the book Unshackling Your Mind. It is on the first page, as well as other goodies, blessed oils, and other things like that are on that shop, that particular website. Now, let me put up Andrew Green's book again. Yes, I agree with you. There are master builders in the house. Master builders. This is your year. Who believes that this is a great year for you? Talk back to me in the comment section. If you don't, you got to overcome that limiting belief too. But we're not judging tonight. But who believes that this is a great year for you? Talk back to me. Who believes that this is a great year for you? Who believes that this is a great year for you? I want to hear from you tonight. Who believes that this is a great year for you? Let me hear from you in the comment section. I'm trying to find that link I put up for Andrew's book. Here we go, right here. And let me put his book up one more time for you to see. There it is. Let's see if we can do it better like this. Is that what we're doing? Okay, that's what we're doing right there. Let me see. Andrew is a certified herbalist, as well as a vegan and life coach. He was supposed to be on tonight. He wasn't feeling well. He'll be on in a couple of weeks. You can go to his website, gethealthywithdrew.com, and get his vegan cookbook. It's time for us to change some of our eating habits anyway. I've been vegan for a few years. I'm not bragging about it. I may not stay it. It just happened. But he's hardcore. He, as well as has a great understanding of herbs, minerals, nutrients, all of the healthy stuff. So he'll also be addressing natural cures for physical remedies as well. But this is his cookbook. I want as many as can. It's only $7.77. It's cheap. And for those who want to add recipes to their repertoire, or you want to have some vegan days in your life, I think that this is an awesome book for you to be able to pick up, and add to your collection. Let me see your thoughts here, your responses. Let's see. Great year. Look at all the great years. The people who believe it's a great year. Come on now. Persist in that belief. Persist in that feeling. Persist in that knowing that it is a good year, that it is a great year for you. And I'm going to say this, then let me be done. The person in the White House does have an impact on society. All right. But the God that's in the house of your heart, the temple not made with hands, the temple of the Holy Spirit, that God is greater than anybody who ever sits on any throne or in any high seat of government. Your faith can cause you to have the greatest next 4 years of your life. Yeshua said, it is according to your faith, not according to who's in the White House. It's according to your faith. So be it. unto me. All right. Love y'all. I'm going to release you today with the shalom blessing. Look forward to seeing you all in a couple of days. Don't forget to follow me on social media and keep me in your thoughts and prayers. And let me put the donation information up again so that if you desire to sow a donation, you can most definitely do that. I don't know. I took it down because I was doing all kinds of other stuff. I'm glad you're feeling good. I'm glad you're feeling inspired. And I'm glad that you are ready to conquer all of your limiting beliefs. Now, next week, let me put it up right quick. I will be on with our resident therapist, Jerry Cotton, licensed therapist. We're going to talk about changing the mirror image, helping you shift into a new you and a new version of you in this year. All right. Love you so dearly. I'm going to release you with the shalom blessing. Shalom, shalom, peace, wholeness, and prosperity. Nothing missing and nothing broken. It is so, so it is. Love you. Enjoy your evening.